slip-trailed hearts with the jeweling technique on mugs. Heart-topped cream pitchers just off the wheel. And here the little heart shots with the slip trail technique again. I will demonstrate that in today's video on some small heart bowls. Okay, I am Jeffrey Rowe Kohut. This is my Potter's Journal for we are approaching Valentine's Day 2025. I have 2, or is it 3, shows coming up. Winter shows. Okay, let's see what's going on in the studio today. And here it is, a heart bowl. A bowl being very easy shape to make. One of the first things you make as a beginner. Now that one was 3/4 pounds. I started making one that was a 1/2 pound. And this one is 1.5. So I'm going to do this, also do 2.5 and 3. The first one I did lift off the wheel without a bat, but as we get bigger, okay, we'll add a bat to it. So we are centering this low and wide, pushing down so we're already hopefully compacting the bottom, important parts when making something wide, that I'm not going straight down, but actually pushing the entire center down. And it's angled out like this. If you just go straight down and pull it out, that's where you could have created the opportunity for S-cracks to develop. We will check the thickness. Okay, and that's way too thick yet, so okay. Hopefully these will be decorated. Okay, not just with hearts, but in a tasteful way that much is said about professional potters. Just glazing the pots blue to sell them and just putting the hearts on them to sell them. So we will use a 16th century, 17th century, I guess, slipware technique called jeweling. I'll demonstrate that yet too. And I did dip several of those pitchers with the hearts on top in slip to do a scratch-through sgraffito decoration on the outside. So bringing up the wall. Okay, I have... And I'm doing these, I have, I've never really done winter shows. I have a farmer's market I do all summer long and several shows. You know, there's not really shows you can do in the winter. But I did come up with, okay, one at a local fire hall. That will be new for me. Oh, that'll be a novelty. That's a good place to start, a local church or fire hall or community center, township center show that if you're just getting started, okay, don't say that's not good enough for me. You want in the show the big guys get into, the one that maybe you are not ready to be juried into, you don't have the images. I'm going to declare that I'm not above it. Okay, now we are going to alter the top. May make it difficult to trim. So I am going under here with the wooden tool, and rather than putting this back on the wheel to trim it, trimming the bottom clean and nicely shaped right now at this point here. So we'll give the lip a nice rounded lip there. So not only are we going to decorate this with a heart design, and I'm going to use the bat pins. This is so simple. All you do is pull down a little bit and go like that. And then come up here. The bat pins are going to mark it. And the same thing up above. And we may need to give it a little more shape. It may need to be rounded out there and pulled in just a bit here. Okay, so very simple, easy to make bowl. Here's a look underneath at how we cleaned that all the way down to the bat. And a lot of my videos start out with a cooking section or finish. Here we are going to take the old-fashioned 70s era cake mixer and use it to mix up the slip. Both first the white, then so we don't have to clean it, then we will go into the black. Or is it chocolate? Well, I'll let you lick the beaters and find out. And here we go. First we get the air out, and then we put it in there and fill it up. Now, it's rather cold out, being winter, so I did, put this in hot water first. Then we get all the slip that's in there down to the bottom. Push the air out until we get just a little bit of slip come out, and then we fill it up the rest of the way. And to get it started, first we will make a couple dots on a piece of paper before we start here. Now, you might want to use a template to make a heart. But I'd have to say, if you need a template to make a heart, you probably shouldn't even be doing this. Now, the slip does need to be just right. However, I've noticed different people like it different thicknesses. I've seen some videos where it is used so very thick that it sticks up and has a raised edge. Well, this will a little bit, but not like I've seen some of them. This is also fairly wet, so although it's sticking up a bit now, it is going to be lower when it dries. And then I move on to the turning it into the jeweling, and that's where we bring the slip out and take a little metal wooden skewer. That is where we do the dot in a dot thing. Now, I don't know, I've demoed this in fast motion on the bunt-like Petitza or nut roll pans, but I've usually put those videos in fast motion. One of them I counted. It had a total of 436 dots. So that, in a sense, is just total madness. This is a little more, imaginable to do. I don't think we'll have anywhere near 434 dots. And this, not using a template, the hearts, these are not all the same size. When I do the next rows out here, it will develop a more organic nature to it. So, in a sense, lace, very precise and delicate, and symmetry in it. But this, and you know, when I move out to the next row, I've eliminated, the, let me set down the bucket, eliminated the little squeegee thing and just went to using the skewer. And these are a little bit randomly placed. If the heart is not symmetrical, I will sometimes, when I put this second row, put it wider here and closer there, and bring a little symmetry into the organic nature and shape that we're trying to make. And here we're getting spaced a little further away this time, so it'll be like a heart explosion when we get to the outer edge. Okay, so on the inside we had the big solid white, so now we will do the black on the inside. Now a trick with the squeegee, I've moved beyond that, but a trick with the squeegee in this cold weather really did pay off to first fill it with hot water. Because when I put it in the cold slip cold, it just stayed compressed and wouldn't allow the slip to flow in. And I am getting ready, okay, for a number of winter shows. The Fire Hall I mentioned, which if you're new to this and just wanting to try out a show, that or a church hall or a community or township building, local community, or a school. I think the local school band did one as well. Okay, this is where I can put the dot and the dot out here again. The other thing, the other reason I am rushing this along is because I was asked, okay, to bring stuff into a new, I'm not exactly sure what it is. The business is called Bella's Wishes. It's a a creative arts center, cafe creative arts center. So I'm not sure exactly how much food they're serving yet, but they have several wheels and what they're calling an artist market. And they're not calling it a gallery, but they will have individual artist features. I'm scheduled, I think, for May or April. But I've done so well. Okay, and now we are going to just bring some more out here further. But this time, okay, not in the heart shape. This is a heart explosion. So this time there will be some that are way out here. We'll have to get the white, pull the white back in too. And so by this point you can see that it doesn't matter that you didn't use a template to get the center part of the heart perfectly symmetrical, symmetrically heart-shaped. Oh, I almost dropped. Okay, a big drop in there, more than I would have ever wanted. Okay, and now the question is, where do we place the white ones? And actually, they're showing up now. But when I put the glaze on here, it's the black ones that will show up the most. So trying to I will be at Bella's Wishes grand opening, so I will find out just how much food they will be serving. And I want to get these in because I've done so well at the farmers markets through the summer with seasonal wear. Okay, maybe we should get a couple more dots in the dots, even in the small ones out here. The distance. And these are just bowls. I think they'd be, in a sense, decorative, but also functional, maybe as candy bowls. Okay. How about that? A heart explosion. And I did add a few more dots. Okay, after we turned off the camera. That one is the large. I've got a small and a medium. And we will get them fired yet a little bit different than on the shots. And I usually don't do shows this time of year, so that's why we are doing all the heart pots. Maybe we will make some candles. But these are good. I think last year I sold most of them in the summer. And it is dark now, very cold out. Should we put the skis on? There are spotlights. What do you think, Brute? You want to go out there, don't you? Okay, for everybody else, stop back and see what's going on in the studio next week.